What's going on, muscle monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and in this video we're going to go over 3 strategies for bulking up fast. If you're a naturally skinny guy who's either new to training, or if you're a naturally skinny guy who has not maximized their results in the last year or two, then you need to watch this video. Now before we jump in, just a quick announcement. My book, Bulk Up Fast, is now available, and get this, I've purchased 1,000 copies to give away for free. Okay, so if you go to the link below to claim your free copy, all you have to do is pay for the shipping and the book is yours. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Strategy number 1 is focus on the big 6. Okay, these 6 movements are going to give you 95% of your results. A lot of the times, guys spend their time in the gym doing bicep curls and tricep press downs, and they fail to realize that although these are great exercises, they're not going to put the maximum amount of mass on your frame. After all, if you're a skinny guy who wants to get bigger and look jacked, you have to build all around muscle or overall muscle mass, right? And the way you're going to do that is by performing the exercises that are going to give you the biggest ROI on your time in the gym. All right, so we'll quickly go over what those 6 movements are. And if you perform these 6 movements, and these are the meat and focal point of your training, okay, you are going to hit every single muscle group enough to maximize growth. Now, I do recommend that you do add about 10 to 20% of your work in isolation towards the end of your workout, but again, this has to be the meat, okay? So you got to focus on these movements, and you have to focus on doing them frequently, and we'll get into that a bit later. But for now, the 6 movements are: number 1, a vertical push; number 2, a vertical pull; then a horizontal push and a horizontal pull, and then a lower body push and a lower body pull. Okay? Now, if you want examples of exactly what exercises those would be, then I'm going to link an article that I wrote down below that goes into each one individually and explains all the muscles that it's hitting. The next thing we want to do is ensure that we're training at a high frequency. Okay, my Instagram has been blowing up because I've been talking so much about high frequency training, and so many people are used to the old traditional bro split where you're hitting each muscle group once per week. But we have plenty of evidence that training a muscle group twice per week is more effective than training it once per week, even if volume is equal. So even if you're doing the same amount of work, training it twice a week is better than training it once per week. So if you're doing 12 sets of chest, right, once per week, and then not hitting your chest again till the next week, you're doing yourself a huge injustice. Not only are you training to the point where your performance begins to diminish, but you're not maximizing muscle protein synthesis, you're not benefiting from the repeated bout effect, and more importantly, strength, which is the main goal, and we'll talk about that in a second, is a skill. Okay, so if you're only bench pressing once per week, you're not going to efficiently get better at the bench press, and thus your bench press is not going to increase as fast as it actually could. Okay? So just to give you a better understanding, something a bit more simple, okay, when we train a muscle, we elevate muscle protein synthesis. So we're in a muscle building state. Now, at the 36-hour mark, it starts to drop back down to baseline. All right? And so most people stay at baseline until the following week when they hit their chest again, or their back again, or their legs again. Okay? Instead, what you want to do is once it goes back down to baseline, hit that muscle group again, so you're spending more time in that week actually growing and building muscle. Okay? On top of that, again, like I said, strength is a skill. So if you can bench press twice per week, you are going to get better, and then you're going to benefit from the repeated bout effect, which essentially means that the more frequently you train a muscle, obviously to a degree, the faster you become at recovering. And the faster you can recover, the better you are going to do in the gym in terms of performance. Which leads me to number 3, progressive overload. Strength is always the goal if we want to build muscle. This doesn't mean we need to be training for a 1 rep max or trying to do sets of 3 with 90%. What it means is we should always aim to get better in the gym. If we're getting better, we're getting bigger. Okay, so every week your focus needs to be doing slightly more work. In the beginning, it's as easy as adding 5 pounds to the bar. Eventually, you might want to add another rep, 2 reps, 3 reps, maybe 1 rep even if that's all you can push, until you get to a certain point. Maybe the goal is 6 reps, right? But you can't increase the weight and still hit those 6 reps. So keep the weight the same, okay? Go for 7 reps. And then when you're at the point where with that same weight you can do 8 reps, then increase the weight and go for your 6 reps and repeat. The goal is always progression. We stimulate new growth, right? Say we're bench pressing 135 for 5, okay? We can't continue to grow if we're still doing or providing the same stimulus. Our body will find no need to grow because it's already adapted to that stress. So we need to add a new stress. And this can be done by increasing the load without decreasing the volume, or increasing the volume without decreasing the load. Okay? So those are my 3 tips on bulking up fast. I hope you found this helpful. If you want a nutrition version of this video, make sure to hit that like button below. And don't forget, if you want to grab my book, Bulk Up Fast, it's going to be delivered to your home for free. All you have to do is pay the shipping, but the book has already been paid for. Okay? So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, again, click the like button below, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.